Hello there, my mate Vince here, back again on another Advent Day special, and today we're going to be looking at a Honeywell Turbo Force Power Fan. Now I recognise the name Honeywell from plumbing, from heating stuff, so hopefully it might be quite good quality. You get it in places like Argos, it's still a current item, for £30 UK, and it looks like there's a fair few reviews, and it's also nearly got 5 stars, so people must like it. This one is sold as no power. If you have a look here, it says faulty, it was down as no power, and there's a little switch at the back here. I am turned on now, and with the switch at the back here, it doesn't matter where I move it to, nothing's happening. Now, although the box is immaculate, in here is absolutely filthy. So before I start on it, because I don't actually know what dust that is, I'm going to just get a vacuum cleaner, give it a little wipe over just to make it a little bit nicer for me to work on. It looks like there's a bit of paint here as well. So maybe a kind of painter and decorator or a builder or something has had this. But mind you, it's blowing air out. Not too sure. Yeah, maybe they were wanting to dry something quicker, and that's the reason they bought it. So it might have actually seen quite a bit of use. But it still failed prematurely because it doesn't look like an old product. So let's see what's wrong with it and if it can be fixed. Okay, that's a little better, but this thing is absolutely filthy. When I was rubbing the vacuum cleaner against it, I could just see a shower of dust coming down. I hope it's not some sort of weird asbestos dust stuff. I hope it is just dead human skin cells. Right, okay, I'm thinking, Vincey prediction, it can't be anything too major. Unless there's a thermal fuse that prevents overheating if it was particularly clogged with dust, I'm thinking it's just going to be a problem with the switch here. So my prediction is a faulty switch, maybe related to the dust. But because it is so dusty, if there is a thermal fuse, I'm wondering if it's overheated. So we're going to take it apart. I can see screws around the edge here to take off, I presume, the front cover, and hopefully that will give us access more to the rest of it. They're just Phillips screws. Really, with something like this, I should just get the air duster on it, the data vac, you know, blow a load of air all over it outside, and it might well start working again. Got one of those connections going in here again, the same one that we had on the popcorn maker, you know, where it clamps onto the cable. When I seen how new the box was, I thought the inside fan would be really new as well. Right, there we go. Oh, dearie me. Ah, I can see dust flying up everywhere. It will all need a good wash. If it's normal household dust, I don't care. It's just if this was in a building site, you really don't know what's going to be on it. Just out of interest, is asbestos a worldwide thing? I presume it is. I mean, is there big problems with it in America and other places as well, like we have in the UK? Okay, so... Wow, what is... Hold on a minute. What is that? That's hair. Oh, there's a load of... I know it's fibres trapped around here. Yeah, there's all fibres trapped around here. But it's still spinning freely. I don't think that would stop it from spinning. In fact, it looks a very similar fan, or at least the same sort of setup, as the one that was on the cheap desktop one. Interesting. Right, okay, I can see a screw going up here. Do you know what we didn't test? We didn't test the fuse. So let's quickly test the fuse, just in case. See what it is. 3 amp, I hope. Yeah, 3 amp. Meter in continuity. Excellent. Fuse is okay. There we go. Right, now, this is the switch here. Still can't really get to it. I think I'm going to have to, because there is a wire nut there, I don't know whether there'll be some sort of thermal fuse hidden in that. I can't do anything there, so I'm going to have to undo the screw here, and annoyingly I am going to have to undo this connector at the back here to allow this to push through to give me slack to work on. Dearie me. That isn't easy to come out. I wonder, can I clamp it more shut? No. I'm going to end up just cutting through the wire if I do that. I can't undo that. Right, let's undo this here. You never know, if there's a load of slack behind it, I might be able to just pull this up without having to undo that back thing. That clicking you're hearing is just this thing. This thing goes in different levels. Oh, there is enough slack. I don't have to worry about that back thing, I don't think. So if we were to take this off, I'm thinking then the switch will come out. There we go. Excellent. Again, nice bit of dust here. Slide that out. Right, okay, so we've got power that comes in, and then we've got it going up to, power comes in, the neutral, that's just a wire nut in there, goes up to here. And then, not quite sure how they've tapped that out. So we've got 2 different speeds? How many different speeds we got? Should have 3 different speeds. So is that 1, 2, 3? Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, isn't it? So not quite sure how that works, if I'm honest with you. I'm presuming, yeah, 1, 2, 3 and L. So live's here and then 3 speeds. Okay. Well, I'm assuming this is going to be working. I've got a lot of stuff wrapped around it. I think the fault's going to be in the switch, because what's the odds of having all the windings burn out? Surely 1 speed would work. Just going to get the vacuum cleaner on this. The weird thing is though, why would the switch be faulty as on all of the windings? Oh, this needs to be pushed through. Let's push this through. I was trying to put it out this way. It needs to be pushed in that way. The other side's wider. There we go. Right, I'm free now to work on this. Let's put this on the floor. There we go. Excellent. Now we need to try to pop this open to see what's happening on the inside. Now I wonder, is it push fit or is it all glued? So it looks like these are push fit in. You know what? The switch is glued together. Which it would be, wouldn't it? So, I think apart from... Well, I'll tell you what, let's see if we can work it out. So we got the live here, so it must be, when it's on one of them, it must be live to that one, and then, you know, it must be going through to the others. So let's go to continuity. Let's see if we can work out what's what. So live. So we've got something there. Got something here. And nothing here. Now let's turn, oh yeah, we have. Right, so now we have nothing. not the switch. It's not the switch. So that means we're going to have the power going up to there, unless of course there's a problem with this earth wire, with this neutral wire here. I mean, can we get to the other side of that? Or that's in the wind. You know what? I bet the windings have burnt out, and maybe the windings have burnt out on this one, the neutral. For those of you that like to play along at home, now's a good opportunity to see something that I may have missed. So let's get the plug back up here. This isn't going to be fixable, don't think. So we are on the, let's just double check, live to here, goes into here. Yeah, and neutral into the wire nut is going to be up here somewhere. Yeah, so that's okay. I'm going to take a picture of this, and then we're going to loosen them out of here by twisting them and pulling them. And I think then we've proved the fault's on the AC motor, unfortunately. Just taking a picture just in case I can fix it, then I'll know which way to put it back together. So if these are like Wago, we should be able to just twist and pull them out. There we go. It's gone rattly, but that's just because these are no longer engaged. Right. Okay. Let's get rid of that for a minute. So we don't need to worry about this side here. So now let's go between the black and the red, and let's see what kind of readings we're getting. It's just weird. Do you know what? It must be the black winding that's gone, because you're not going to have all three of them go. So in here to here. No, that's in the meg ohms. Let's go to this one. Meg ohms, that's not right. Meg ohms. On the other fan, I think it was 140. What was it? 140,000, 140k. Yeah, see 20 ohms resistance there, and I bet you we're going to have a reading between here and here as well. Yeah, and here. Yeah, 40 ohms. So I think it's the neutral. Ah, ha ha ha. I bet you the neutral goes through a thermal fuse. I bet that's a thermal fuse there. Did you guys spot that? For me, when I was filming, I didn't see it at all. Yet when I'm editing, it's as clear as can be. Strange. Right, okay, now let's see if we can cut this open. There's a thermal fuse. I've seen these before on, do you remember the air fryer video I did? It had two motors on that, one for each side, and the thermal fuse had gone on both of them. That's what's going to have happened here. I didn't even know this would have a thermal fuse. So this must be connected on the neutral. Okay, so we have, yeah, can you see it there on the black one? The black one goes into here, and it goes onto here. This is the actual winding. So now, if we were to go on this side of the thermal fuse, then we will get a reading. And then that shows that the winding will be okay. I say will, that's a bit overconfident. I think this thing here has failed. So I'm going to go on here, and we should have our kind of like 100 ohm reading or something. Oh, it's what's it called? Let me put it on this side. It's enamelled wire, so it can't go through. There you go, 140 ohms. That was the same as the other fan, I think. Let's go on these ones, and this should be a different ohm reading for different power. So 160, so that's 20 ohms more, so would this be 180? There you go, 175. So they're the 3 different powers, and this item here has blown. So if we were to go here and here, you can see there's nothing there. So this should be crimped on. Or is it soldered on? Oh, it's soldered on. No, it's crimped on down here. Right, let's have a... That's soldered though, isn't it? Interestingly. Okay. Let's snip this off. And let's just snip this off here. Zoom in and see if we can work out what it is. What rating it is. I do have some of these, but I've only got the 1 rating, the same as I had on the air fryer. So these are 2 amp, 250 volt, 115 degrees Celsius, AUPO. And interestingly enough, my ones arrived from my popcorn maker, and they were also AUPO, but in a different form factor. You know, like a traditional kind of thermal fuse. These are the ones that you see on the motor windings. Okay, 115 degrees Celsius. You never know, the one I have might have that. And now if we just do a quick ohms test again on it, you will see that this is completely open. So can you see there? Same as the leads not doing anything, yeah? So open and open. We found the fault. Let's see if I've got one of them. Okay, annoyingly, the ones I've got are a 8F, which are 150 degrees Celsius. I need a 2F, which is 115 degrees Celsius. These are 2 amp, but they're just the wrong rating. And interestingly, this one here is A83. So basically this is 150 degrees Celsius, but 3 amp. So the amp's fine, but I need the temperature to be a lot lower because maybe the fan will be up in flames by the time I've got these ones on. So I need to get one of these. But rather than getting one, I'm going to get 3 because I hate not having spares. So I've already bought it. That's how confident I am that it's going to be the fault on this one here. And if I click on this one, you can see A2F, 115 degrees Celsius. And this one is 3 amp. And if I go here, you can see that this is it. This is the thing here. You see A8F is what I have, but I need A2F 115. And it says that these ones are 3 amp, but they're suitable to replace 2 amp. It's going to be fine that the amps are higher. There's nothing wrong with that. It's the temperature that I'm concerned with. So what I'm going to do is when it arrives, I'm going to put it in. But because this is an Advent repair and I need something to show, I think for purely the purpose of the video, it'd be nicer to show it working than not working at the end. So I'm just going to quickly just put one of these in. I'm not even going to make a good attempt on it. I'll probably just wrap the wires around because it means I can reuse this again another time. And then I'll show you it working for a few seconds on the different speeds, and then I'll turn it off. And you just have to trust me that I'm going to put the proper one in when it arrives. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. Clearly, if it was a normal video, then I'd be just doing it I would just be waiting, but with this Advent thing, it's very time sensitive and I need videos to release. So I'm already waiting on spares on other fixes. I can't keep waiting on spares all the time. So that's why I'm going to be bodging it with the incorrect one, but clearly I can't leave this one in because it could cause a fire. So I'm just putting in the incorrect fuse just purely to get it working for the video. I'm making no attempt to put it in good. I'm literally wrapping around the enamelled wire around the legs of this fuse. I'm not even cutting the fuse back, so it will give me a chance to use this fuse again in the future. Of course, I'm going to make it safe for the video, as in I'm wrapping it in Kapton tape so it doesn't short. But if it vibrates loose 3 seconds after the video finishes, I do not care. It's served its purpose to show it working for the video. When I get the real one, it will be getting soldered in. I need to look into getting some crimps, but I don't even know what they're called. So if you know what they are, please let me know in the comment section. Also, do I just use pliers with these crimps, or do you need a little crimping tool? I've got like a crimping tool, a hexagonal one, that does the ferrules that you put on wires, but I'm not too sure what sort of tool you need for these thermal fuses. But clearly more and more items have the thermal fuses and they're failing as a safety thing, which is great. Fantastic that they've got them. Clearly somebody must have put a dust sheet or something, or maybe like a bed sheet over this, and it couldn't suck the air through, got hotter and hotter and blew. It's much better to blow the thermal fuse than go up in flames and burn a house down. So it's amazing that these things exist for safety. But for me, they're a bit of a headache soldering in, because you see at 115 degrees Celsius, that's half the temperature that the solder will melt at. So if I didn't use some sort of heat sink like pliers on the leads to try to get the heat away from the thermal fuse, then they would just burn up straight away. So if I could just crimp them on, I wouldn't have to worry about trying to use pliers, and every time you solder you do think, oh, has it blown the fuse? And then you're kind of relieved when it hasn't. So if I could get crimps and crimper, then I think it would be a better job. But yeah, for this one here, I'm just temporarily putting it in. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to shout out to my mate Vince Massive. They won't be getting a shout out every single day for 24 days, because obviously the rest of the viewers would be bored at listening to that. But they deserve a shout out every now and then. So here goes. The massive members this month are kitdigital.com, Kip Hakes on YouTube, Max Rokotansky, Chris Seal, Felipe at MrKeeps.com, DJ VG, Pixie, Anthony Dean, Russ Melanson, Shigate, Rickard Bergland, Soul Reaver 555, Shamsa Al Sawadi, Stuart Park, Stephen from the Broken Past on YouTube, and Lee Ben. So as always, a massive thanks to each and every one of you. Now, a few people are mentioning that there's no Christmas music. As I get closer to Christmas, there will be Christmas music and stuff. Personally, I don't feel very Christmassy yet. It's a little bit too early, even though these are Advent videos. So I think in the last week, that's when it will hopefully feel a little bit more Christmassy with the songs and stuff like that. Right, with these two things, I'm actually going to put them in the bath, and I'm going to hose them down. I'm just going to make sure that the plug is out of the bath when I do that. I don't care if this part gets wet. Okay, I've got the electronics part well outside the bath. I've got my wife's toothbrush. Let's give this all a good scrub. Just going to see if I can take the paint off as well. There we go. Isn't it amazing? The human nail is so good because it rarely damages anything, yet normally can get off most stuff. Now the thing with this is, it's wet now, so it's going to look so clean, but I bet you when it dries, there's still dust absolutely everywhere. Right, I think that will do. I'm going to give them a good dry now and get the hairdryer on them. Just in case I forget to mention later on, when the new thermal fuse comes through, because you won't be seeing it in this video here, what I will be doing is at 115 degrees, if I solder it on, it's just going to burn out straight away. So I'll be wrapping the enamelled wire from here around the leg off the thermal fuse, but I'll be scraping back the enamel wire to make sure that it is on actual wire, so because I'm only going to solder it for a split second. And I'm going to get the pliers and I'm going to clamp the leg in between where I'm soldering and the thermal fuse, and that way then the heat from the soldering iron will be more tempted to sink into the big pliers rather than go up to the thermal fuse. And because I'm only going to be doing it very quickly, it should be fine, but they should be crimped because the solder will actually break the fuse. Right, it's nearly dry now, and sure enough I can see the dust all coming back again. I mean, this is absolutely filthy. So I am just going to put it back together now, which is going to be nice and easy to do. And next time you see this, hopefully it'll be clean-ish and ready to be plugged in to see if it's working. Well, it certainly looks a lot more presentable now. It's not perfect, but it's clean. Right, is it going to work? I'm going to say 100% yes. Is it going to burn out very quickly? I'm going to say no. I think the failure point here was, you can tell this has been on for hours and hours and hours. Maybe something fell on it. Maybe a bed sheet or something fell on it, and it was trying to pull through air. It couldn't. It got hotter and hotter and hotter, and that's exactly what the thermal fuse is for, to stop it going on fire. Hence the reason why I couldn't leave the 150 one in here when it's been designed for 100 and I've forgotten what it was now, 115 or whatever. Right, here we go. Let's turn it on. Nothing yet. So let's switch on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ah! Don't like the sound of that. Unless that is a bit of dust. I don't think anything's fouling. Let's do that again. Okay, let's go up the next one.
Ha ha.
Oh, sorry, that's one. That's two. That's three. Well, you can hear with the little dog screeching the difference between them. But that certainly isn't right. I wonder, has my motor bearings gone? Oh no. I'm going to have to take it apart again. I don't think anything's fouling there. Do you know what? Maybe something on the back's fouling. Maybe I've done those screws up tight with wires behind it. I need to see what's going on there. Right, back over to the blue mat. Hopefully, I've trapped some wires behind that and the motor's not shot. See, maybe the thermal fuse went because the motor's gone. And there was a lot of friction there. Don't think so though. I think I've trapped something behind here. Oh, there's no screeching there. Oh, look, we've got one of those kind of star washers. I thought that was plastic, but it's not. It's one of those kind of star clips on there. So the fan would come off if you managed to undo them, but they're quite hard to remove. Well, no, we're sealed at the back there. We are sealed there. That feels completely free. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave it loose. I don't think there's going to be... Well, actually, let me put one screw in. We can actually take this apart here, you see. Do you know what? Let's take it apart because maybe we've got hair stuck around it because there was a lot of fibre, wasn't there? Let's see if I can take this off. There we go. Now, if this lets me take it out, I can see if there's any fibres or anything stuck. Yes, that's good. Excellent. Oh, that was nicely magnetic. Right, now, does anything look weird? Well, I mean, I think that looks okay. I'll give it a little clean with some IPA to see, but I can't see any fibres stuck anywhere. I'll do some IPA on it, and then what I'll do is I'll put a bit of 3-in-1 oil, and also we'll clean out this as well, just in case there's a bit of friction caused from in here, because I can see quite a lot of dust just here. Found an old fly in there. Looks a little bit like a mosquito, but I can't see the snout. Yeah, there's the snout in the middle. I think that's the snout coming out the middle there. Yeah, mozzie. I mean, it's quite dirty in there, so obviously there is quite a bit of wear. I wonder, is this motor any better quality than because the fan is much better quality, but I wonder, is the motor any better quality than the one in the cheap desktop fan? Looks very similar. And that's not a ball bearing, is it? I wonder if you were to get a decent fan, would there be ball bearings here like you get in a skateboard wheel or a roller skate wheel? Oh look, there's a whole series of things here. It's like rubber washers and stuff. Maybe that's to soak up vibrations. Right, I am going to add some 3-in-1 oil. Maybe that might quieten it down. I haven't found anything wrong. It could be just worn. Don't want to put too much on. Well, we'll see if it makes any difference. I'm going to do these up as tight as I can. There we go. And there. Oh, wow. That is a world apart from what it was before. What? Will be interesting now when the 3-in-1 oil dries out. Would it be just as bad as before, or did it just need a clean? It wasn't like that before at all. I would say it probably went round. If I did that, it probably did that. Yeah, that's much better than it was. Much, much, much better. Right, I'm going to put this back together and then we'll do a little test. See now, is it nice and quiet? Now this time, are we going to see the turbo force power in action? I hope so. Ready? Fingers crossed. Much better. So that's speed 1. I can hear an increase. And speed 3. Excellent. Now, should we see if we can feel the power 7 meters away, as the box says. So I'm going to move it around here. It's nice and quiet now. You can hopefully hear that. Let's get some tissue paper and let's see if this is going to blow the wind 7 meters away. Okay, we are 6.5 meters away. Let me just zoom out. Let's see if I can feel it. I can feel it on me. How am I gonna? There. There you go. That's not my breath. So fair play. You can feel it 7 meters away. There you go. Look at that. There. Now I'm in the wind flow of it. I think I'm too low down. And just as proof, I'm going to turn it round and show you the curtains. Can you see it moving there? Fantastic. So there we have it. The Honeywell Turbo Force fan in full action, and they went 40 all because of this little component here, a little thermal fuse. So when the proper rated one arrives, I will pop it in and then we will have one fully functioning fan. What will be interesting though is, will it just get noisy again when that 3-in-1 oil wears out, or did the IPA clean actually fix it? Not too sure. Time will tell. If you enjoyed this video, give it a massive thumbs up, and I will see you, where am I? There. And I will see you all hopefully tomorrow for another Advent Fix. Thanks for watching, everyone.